Hey guys, it's Mallory Varner with GSG, and I'm the Vinyl Decorating Segment Manager. Today we are wrapping up our series with yours truly. The series has been Creating the Holiday Spirit. If you have not seen it, definitely go and check it out. We're running a contest that I will tell you about at the end on how to win $500. So stay tuned through the whole video. Go check out some of the other videos in Creating the Holiday Spirit on GSG Vinyl Decorating on Facebook, Instagram. Go to Go GSG's our YouTube channel, and that's where they all are. You'll see a playlist of them. Definitely check those out. So in this one, sublimation has gone through the roof. It's very popular, and especially with the new Epson F570, we get questions and calls all the time. So I'm excited to go through, talk about this printer, about sublimation, show you a project or two, and just kind of go through my experience with learning sublimation and how easy it is and how great and how user-friendly this printer is. So be sure and watch the rest of the video so you can find out how I win $500. Hey guys, I'm Mallory Varner with GSG, and I'm the Vinyl Decorating Segment Manager. And today I'm going to go through basically Sublimation 101. If you've watched any of my videos on YouTube, you know I grew up more in the screen printing background and didn't know much about sublimation. Well, right when COVID hit and the F570 came out from Epson, I was told they're shipping one to me and to make a video in a week. And I will tell you, it's that easy, I promise you. When I first got it on the door, one, I thought my husband was gonna kill me because it was a lot bigger box than what I thought. And then two, I was thinking, what am I gonna do with this thing? And so I actually record me from the start to finish when FedEx dropped it off to me opening every box, setting it up. And I'll tell you, it is very, very, very easy. It just goes through. There's a poster inside the box and it tells you every single step to go. You almost have to tell yourself, like, it's really that easy. It's not a piece of furniture from IKEA. It is this simple. So I went through, set it all up. Mine is on a stand. It does not come with a stand, but in the videos, I don't have it on one. So I just had it sitting on my counter up here. Very lightweight. It prints a 24-inch wide space up to. So it's a little bit on each side. So once you get it, you start to finish in the box. It also comes with your ink and two ink packs of ink cartridges, two full sets, sorry. 2 rolls of 17-inch by 100-foot paper, and then 1 roll of 24-inch by 100. And then the plug to plug it in, and you're ready to go. So if you're in the graphic industry, the first thing you think is, all right, what RIP software? What am I going to need? You know, I have to have some kind of program to run this thing. And that's not true. You got to remember, it's easy. So you download a driver and that's it. So it's like if you're printing to your desktop computer or printer at home, the same type of driver. Once you download that, you can run it either on PC or Mac. And it's in that step-by-step guide. So really, really, really simple. Breaks it down. You download it and then it kind of goes through. I have a few videos on the software, as well as if you go to Epson's site, they will go through this. So the F570, like I said, prints up to 24 inches wide, but it also has a sheet feeder. So if you are doing, for instance, the Caesar Easy Subli, which is an awesome product, and you want to just test it out, or you don't want to buy the full roll, you just want to buy the sheets, then you can just put the sheet feeder on and print one sheet, which is really nice to have. I will say the paper is very, very affordable by the roll. So I hardly, if ever, use the sheet feeder because the roll is just automatically loaded on there. It is so cost efficient compared to, especially if you're used to some of the other type of inkjet paper that you have to purchase to do some of these things on. It is great price, and then it's just already on there. It's ready to go. So you can put it through the driver software. You can put it where it's save paper mode, so you're saving as much as you can, and then double it up. When I printed some mouse pads today, I did 2 per sheet. You just design your artwork that way. So anyway, it also comes with ink, and that is scary if you are getting into sublimation in a smaller format. You know how much ink cartridges cost, and I'm sure thinking, oh my goodness, this is crazy expensive. I don't want to mess with it. This is a bulk ink system. And like I said, it comes with 2 full sets when you get it. And it's not like when you buy a desktop printer and it's like a baby set. It's not like a full cartridge. These are full, just like when you're buying them new. And so it's a bulking system, and you just, once you get the box, it comes like this. You'll cut off the thing. It tells you exactly on the step-by-step how to do it. And then you'll load it up. The great thing about these, I'm a busy mom of 6 kids, and you cannot put the wrong bottle in the wrong color. So all of them on the top have a different top. I don't know if you can see it. It doesn't really matter. But anyway, the black will only fit on the black, magenta, magenta, yellow, yellow, cyan, cyan. So if I'm really busy and I think this is cyan and I go to just put it on there, it won't fit. So you won't have that accidental, very expensive, I just ruined my ink system. It also at the bottom will show you the levels. It will also not let you overfill, which is great. You can put it in, go get a cup of coffee, wrangle a kid around or whatever, and come back and it's still there. So every time you do it, it asks you which one is full now. So you just, you can just cancel out if you're doing what I just did. Or you can go ahead and push which ones you filled up. You can do all 4 and then do it, or you can do it one at a time, whatever you feel comfortable with. It is very, very user-friendly. Besides just the setup, like I said, you can print because it is a driver for multiple programs. So I personally am an Illustrator person. I know there's a lot of Corel people out there, which bless you, I don't know how you do it, but you can print from anything. I've taken a picture of our daughter and gone and printed it right there from Photoshop, from a PDF and Adobe Reader, anything like that. So super simple. Again, like I said, it's a great way to get in, but in a little bit bigger format where you're not overwhelming. You know, you want to, maybe you don't want to go 40 inches, 44 inches, whatever, but you want to get something bigger than just the sheet. So if you are familiar with the Epson products, there is an F170, which is a very, very beginner one. The largest it prints is 8.5 by 11. I mean, 8.5 by 17 or 8.5 by 11. Those are the 2 sizes, but they do share the same ink system. So when you're ready to upgrade to this, I think what's really neat is you can buy also the F170, and which is a great beginner one, and you can take that on the road. So if you're, let's say you're at a tournament, you know, our sons wrestle. So if you already have everything done, but you just want to add a little bit of customization, somebody's logo when you're there, their name, or, you know, Logan's Big Sis, something like that, you can add that right on the spot and just have a little desktop one, which is really great. Again, because they share the same ink, so you can, you know, just use those in tandem. Other things that I love about the Epson is that it automatically cuts afterwards. I have the stand, so I have a catch basket, and so I can print, you know, multiple copies, and it just catches it there for me. Sublimation, I know, can be a little scary. I promise I was when I first, you know, the only time I had really seen sublimation was more in such a wide format, and it made me a little nervous. And everything I was always told won't work at all unless it's 100% polyester. Now there are so many blanks that are sublimatable, and so I have some videos where I've done beach towels now that are made for sublimation. I've done, you know, hard coasters, keychains, metal plaques, things like that, you know, tiles. So it's really neat to see what all they've come out with, and kind of just to play around with that. I know we did poker chips at the last trade show, and we had a really good time, except we took funny pictures of each other and put it on there, but it made for good entertainment. So there's a lot to do with it, and it's a little bit easier to get into if you're nervous about getting into a wide format eco-solvent printer. So great addition. I really like it. And one of the easiest things, obviously, is to do is 100% polyester. I like to test multiple different garments, you know, when they go on special at Sanmar or anything like that, when you don't really care about the size and you don't care if you get one or, you know, you need 50 of them. It's a great time to go on. One, it clears out their clearance, but for you, you get a great deal and you get to try different shirts and different compatibility with the sublimation. So I'm a big fan of testing and making sure you're offering to your customers what's really possible, not just what you've seen on a YouTube video. So today I'm going to be doing some mouse pads and koozies. They are made of the same thing. But this is where this is something really easy. I know a lot of you have businesses and you do apparel. When I go to our kids' function for football, I, of course, like to make my own stuff, but I always support the school. And I've always said, I wish you just had a pack of everything mom out there. So our kids go to Gold Lake, and I'm always saying, I want to be able to order like a cute mom tank top. I want the sign for my yard. I want a sticker for my car and pay for his football jersey all at the same time. I just want it all in one thing, or have a spirit store online, which they now have a great spirit store online. So I love that you can offer more things to them, doing a coaster or a mouse pad for teachers or for your student. They're all on computers all the time now. So I think there's a lot of ways to grow your business besides just making t-shirts and garments. You can definitely expand this, golf towels, keychains, like I said. So and lanyards that are so popular right now. Our kids have them. So I don't know about y'all, but I love pumpkin spice season. So thank you, Bridget. She is going to make one that says living on prayers and pumpkin spice. We probably all need a little bit of both right now. So when you are printing to your Epson, if you are used to HTV, you always have to remember to mirror your image. This F570 automatically does it, which is so great. You don't have to remember one less thing in life. It just automatically does it. So I really, really love that about it. Once it prints out, it looks pretty dull, and you're thinking, these colors are a little bit different. There you go. We're doing some gnomes too. So you can see it looks a little dull, and this is actually my husband's favorite thing. When he first saw it, he's like, I would not pay for that printer. Why does it look so dull? And then you see once it comes out, it's awesome. The way that it just pops compared, I don't know if you can tell very good in this light, sorry, but it just really pops. Those gnomes look so cute, and the colors just really pop. And you want to make sure you design your your design that way. Make sure that you're really putting, make sure it's vibrant colors or whatever. And it really just pops. I have a lot on masks, and it's amazing to see some of the blues when I've done I think I did like a blue Caribbean background, and just the way that it pops is awesome. I really love watching that every time. It never gets old. So when it prints out like this, I'm going to cut it down to size. Some things you're going to need, and we will have links to all of these. We offer craft paper in two ways. We offer it by the sheet or by the roll. The sheet for me is much easier. The roll is really big, and I'm good at it when I just pre-cut a ton of sheets, but I like having just this ready to go right here. So you want to lay that down first. And the reason why is because with these designs, it's not as much, but you want to have an overbleed. So let's say this was an all purple design with all this stuff all the way around. When you put this on, there's going to be overbleed, and you always want your substrate down first and then your design. So when you put that down in this, it's going to bleed all over the bottom of your heat press. So that craft paper really protects it. It holds up. Don't just use any type of paper. You want to make sure with sublimation, I'm doing these at 400 degrees for 45 seconds. So you really want to make sure that you're not putting just anything down. I know there's a lot of times we can use little tricks and save on some money on some paper, but it is not that expensive and well worth it. So once you put your design on, I am using the Stahl's heat tape, and there's a holder which is worth 100% getting. It'll hold up to 2 rolls at a time. So my backup one's always on there. And I'm doing this just to hold it into place. So you use heat tape, if it doesn't stick to your nails, just to make sure that your design stays straight. What I recommend, once you cut your paper really good, if you want to just like your design, once you have that, you can just measure it, make sure, and you can put a mark right here. It's not even going to get on your substrate. It's out of the way. It's a perfect way to line up top and bottom. Make sure that you are dead straight. If it especially is for like a school logo or something where you really don't want to mess it up, when it's your kid's picture and it's for fun, it's not as big of a deal. So once I put that down, like I said, substrate first. So I have craft paper, substrate. Then I have my design that's taped on with the heat tape. And then I have a Teflon sheet on top. You can use Teflon or parchment, whatever you prefer. And I slide it in, and I'm using the Hotronix Fusion. I'd already set my pressure, And wherever you buy your blanks from, they should have for the most part, or you can Google, but be careful. But I'd really go to the manufacturer of your substrate, and I would look, and it tells me how long, how much pressure, and what the temperature should be. You want to make sure with sublimation that you really follow those instructions. It's not like sometimes you can get away with heat transfer and kind of wiggle a little if you have to hurry or use a home iron. That's not the case with sublimation. You want a really strong heat press. You want to make sure it's even pressure all the way through. That's a huge deal with sublimation, is making sure you're not kind of just like not paying attention to that step. You definitely have to. So like I said, I have 6 kids and I'm used to really high heat, but you can wear a heat glove. Ones that are really good are the ones that women actually use when they're curling their hair. I like those because they're thinner than like an oven mitt or something like that. But if you want to use an oven mitt, you absolutely can. If your hands are sensitive, or if you're doing a million of these, you can peel immediately. You'll see then that the design is a little, you can see where it pressed and where the leftover is on my craft paper. And then that turns out so cute and very hot. But a great, easy way. These are great gifts. These are also great if you are a reseller and you want to, encourage people to do it. You can add HTV on top of this. So if you wanted to make multiple of these and then maybe put, like if it's for a teacher for the fall or something, and you wanted to make these and then you wanted to put Mrs. Smith in the corner or whatever in glitter or anything like that, you can always do that. Obviously, probably not with a mouse head. You don't want to mess with glitter, but with, anything else that's sublimation. I made a mask for, I have twin nephews and made them for them, and then put their names across the mask a little bit lower. So it was still breathable with the sublimation since it's changing the fabric, but I was able to add just their name a little bit on there, just to add some personalization. They're not identical, so I probably should have done it for the girl twins. But anyway, so last things that I will say with sublimation that you want, make sure that you keep a clean area when you're using any of this. You're pressing it for so long that you don't want to have stuff all over your paper when you're doing it. You'll need scissors, like I said. It comes with the ink, the paper. Then we'll need craft paper, a good heat press, Teflon sheet, and the tape. Some in larger productions, they like to use a spray adhesive when they're trying to get everything set versus using tape, just because of time management. So whatever you prefer, we have all of those available to you. So Karen or anyone, do you have any questions?
Mallory, is the tacky paper, can you use that in the F570, the tacky sublimation paper?
You could if you wanted to. I would just make sure you adjust your settings and make sure that it's you're not laying down too much black ink. When you do that with the tacky paper, you'll start to see some lines, and I've noticed that in not just F570 but in multiple ones.
Also on the F170, the largest that it will print is an 8x14, correct? Or is there an 8x17 paper?
There's an 8.5 by 17 paper.
Perfect.
And we'll have links to that as well.
Perfect.
And then if you haven't watched some of the other series in Caesar and their series, I believe it's part 3, they go through using the F170. So pretty neat for you to get to see that as well throughout the series. All right. Well, thank you all so much for watching, and check out the rest of the videos. All right. I hope y'all enjoyed that and got to find out a little bit more about the F570. I have a lot of YouTube videos on them, so please go check those out at GSG's YouTube channel. All right. And subscribe. So how do you win $500? Well, it's easy. I need you to make something using your Epson F570, F170, anything sublimation. Tag me on it. Tell me what you did. Tag me on Instagram or Facebook at gsgvinyldecorating.com, hashtag creating the holiday spirit, or you can email me at vinyldecorating@gogsg.com. So get to getting creative, do something with sublimation. Tell me what you did, how you created this project, and I cannot wait to see what you guys come up with. and get to pick a winner for $500. Again, be sure and check out the rest of our series, Creating the Holiday Spirit. And thanks so much for watching.